Well, welcome back to the Boondocks Homestead, y'all. I'm glad you're back, and if this is your first time to our channel, I'm so glad you're here. Well, we're over in our kitchen today, and I've got my counters are busy, okay? So don't hold that against me. I've just got a lot going on, but I was going to start doing these tomatoes. I don't have a whole lot, but I'm going to can tomatoes, and we got our garden in late. If you've been watching our videos, our garden went in late. Then we had so much rain and our tomatoes were splitting, and then we had no rain and a 115 heat index, and it's just went from one extreme to the other, and our tomatoes are not great. Now, I planted a lot of Roma tomatoes, and I'm getting a lot. I've got a lot in the windowsill, and I'm getting them. They're coming on, but I'm not going to worry about making paste and do all that stuff this year because I just don't have enough, unless I can find them at the Amish market or something. And then, in that case, I would. But, because I like my homemade paste, my sauces, stuff like that, out of Roma's, okay? But we're just going to salvage these because I don't want them to go to waste, and they're not quite big enough for sandwiches. Now, Tim's been using them. He's been cutting one and then putting like 2 pieces on a sandwich. Hey, it works. But I'm just going to say, we're not going to get all these 8 anyways, and I might as well do something with them. So I'm heating up my jars. I'm going to sterilize my jars because we're going to water bath these tomatoes, okay? And I'm going to go through all these, and I'm going to take the core off. I got a little tool here, and I'm going to put you over here because I know I'll make a mess. Put you down here where you can see, and you just take that end off of there, okay? And I'm going to do this to each one of these tomatoes. Now, these, I'm going to show you something on these. These are different. The Romas, they're meaty, whereas your other tomatoes are real juicy, okay? They got a lot of water in them. Your Romas don't. That's why they make good paste tomatoes and sauce tomatoes. But there's a trick to these, and I'm going to show you that when I get to that point. I'm not there yet, though. We'll go ahead and take out the top. Now, I'm going to go down through and do these. Now, like I said, I don't have a whole bunch, but we're going to get them done, okay? All right. I got all these tomatoes cored. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to blanch them so I can get the skin off of them. So I thought I'd show you that real quick just in case you don't know much about that. So I just take a bunch of tomatoes and I drop them in this hot water. Try to put them in there as fast as you can so they're all in there about the same time. I just dropped a tomato. It's okay. And these little ones, it's not going to take that long. So I'm going to put about half of them in there. Woo! And then you do this for about 30 to 60 seconds. Leave them in there just a little bit longer. I'm going to try to get these other ones besides the Romas out. Take them out of the hot water, and you're going to put them right into cold water. And I've got a cold water bath over here in a bowl. I'm just going to put them in there real quick. Get off. See how the skins are shriveling? And then these are Romas. They might take just a little bit longer. Go ahead and take them out. We'll let that get back to boiling, and we'll put the second batch in. Like I said, excuse my kitchen. It is a kitchen. Okay, so look here. The skin just comes right off of there. See that? I got my jalapenos and my other stuff there. Here's what I wanted to show you. On a Roma tomato, you take this knife, take a knife, stick it down in there, turn it, and you can just squeeze that right off like that. Isn't that not cool? I did a video on that. Look, it just turns inside of there. You just take it off. That's the coolest thing. I just love it. And I don't even think that you have to blanch these to do that at all. And that one had a little bad spot on the end. We're going to cut that off. Glad we run into one like that and I could show you. Okay, that's all you do. And on these other ones, you don't have to do nothing. That skin just comes right off. And we're just going to throw these in there for a minute and get back with the other ones. And then I'll show you what I do from there. Okay, we're going to do this. Now, I have a big one here that was kind of starting to rotten. I'm just going to pour the rest of these in here like that. We'll give them about 60 seconds. We'll take them out and we'll do the same thing. Now, I've got these little ones to do too, and I'm going to show you how to do those. So I've decided that I'm going to go ahead and just make some salsa out of these and can the salsa. We've been eating a lot of salsa. Hold on. Let me get these out real quick. Put them in the cold water. Now, I've been making homemade salsa. We've been eating it. So I might as well go ahead and make some and can some. And that's what I'm going to do with these tomatoes. So this video will be making homemade salsa. It is the best. I'm telling you, it's good. Okay, let's get these other ones done. See how that just falls off there? Super easy. And you don't want your... Now, if you're making homemade salsa, you can use these skins. Okay? You can put the skin right in there. But if you're canning it, you don't want the skin in there. I've made that mistake way back. And I've told y'all before, a lot of times, that's how I learn from my mistakes. Now, this one must not have been in there long enough. Or else it's just tough. Which is possible, because I'm telling you, these haven't got much water. And we don't like to water if we don't have to. Because it kind of, I don't think it's real good for it. I think it's better for your garden to get the rain from above. But, I mean, we do. I did this morning because I had to. There was just no other way. They're dying. Everything's dying. Okay, we're going to pour these in here real quick. They're not going to take no time now because they're little. And I thought, normally, y'all, when I do fresh salsa, I do not go to all that trouble. I just put them in the blender, wash them, put them in the blender, and then I chop them up in the food processor. Not blender, but the food processor. I don't worry about taking the skins off. I don't worry about coring them. I just put it all in there. And you can't even tell it's in there. So we'll leave that in there for a minute. These little ones are real good. If you got a lot of little ones like this, that's a real good thing to do with all your little ones, is just make salsa out of them. Because, you know, you can put them on your salad and stuff like that. But if you've got a lot of them, you will never get them ate. So you might as well just put them in your salsa. All right. These little guys, they don't have much in them, but they have enough, okay? And it's better than wasting them. All right, now I'm over here. I've got 3 onions in my food processor, okay? Or you can use just one big one, okay? However you want to do it. But these are the ones I harvested. They were small too. So we're going to go ahead and use the ones out of the garden. I try to use everything I got out of the garden, okay? Then if I have to use something from the store, I do. But I use what I got. That's what I teach you guys all the time. Use what you got, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and chop this up real quick. All right, didn't take much to do that. Now, I've got my jalapenos. These are out of our garden from 2 years ago. 2 years ago out of our garden. So I'm going to put 3, 4, 5. I don't know how many tomatoes I got. I'm going to put 5 for now. I always put a little bit of green pepper in there. I like green pepper in my salsa. And I forgot the garlic, so I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to go on a rundown of what I just did that I didn't get videoed. But it's not a big deal. You all can do this. So, in my food processor, here's my tomatoes, okay? In my food processor, I put 3 small onions that I harvested out of our garden. And so if you had to buy one, it'd probably be just a medium sized onion or a little bigger. And then I put about probably 10 to 12 jalapenos, and I left the seeds in them. Okay. Then I put some of my garlic that I harvested. I put 1 bulb. So if you get it at the store, it's probably going to be a half of a bulb. And you do this to taste. Do it to taste. You, however you like it, how much you like. Okay. And then I didn't have any cilantro out of the garden because I let it go to seed. Bad me. I don't know. I've been busy. And so I had to use cilantro I had in there that I bought at the store the other day. And that's about it for now. So I'm going to set this to the side. And then was showing you when I figured out it wasn't taping. So I got my meat chopper out. And that's what I was doing. I'm just chopping those up a little. So I got this done, but I did have to put some of the bigger pieces in the food processor because some of those tomatoes were kind of tough. But look, isn't that pretty? Okay, so now we're going to put in our peppers, onions. I just put a little, because sometimes I make too much. I put a little at a time. I don't want to get too much. That's what you guys do. You just put a little at a time. And then let me go ahead and add some salt. This is salt to taste. It's not to preserve it. Just salt to taste, okay? Pepper to taste. I don't need too much of that because you got that other stuff in there. And you can put a little bit of coriander, however you say it. Okay. I'm going to try it, see if it's to my liking. That is most amazing. I think it could use some more though. Mm-hmm. I'll put some more. Get a little more. I won't have none left by the time I get done tasting it, y'all. That's good. Little bit more. Then we're going to quit. Okay? Now, I'm going to put in some of this vinegar. All right? You're going to say, how much did she just put in there? Probably about half a cup. And then I'm going to put it on the stove. Okay, so I changed pans. I put this in my heavy bottom pan so it wouldn't stick. Okay, you guys know I've told you about the heavy bottom pans. And just make sure I got all this goodie out of here. So I'm going to put it on medium high heat. I'm going to bring it to a boil, okay? And then I'm going to simmer it for 10 minutes and I'll be right back. All right, y'all. It is ready to go. I just got 3 jars out here to start out with. All my good canning stuff is over at the bread shed. I'm just going to use this to dip this up and pour in here. Now, I did want to tell you guys something. If you all do not want to put vinegar, and it's 1/2 inch headspace, if you don't want to put vinegar, that's about 1 inch, in your salsa, That's too much. I'll get it in a minute. Anyways, you can put this, okay? Your citric acid. Unless you know for sure that your tomatoes have enough acid in them to can them. And I never know. I don't know how you could know. So just to be on the safe side, I always put it in there. And that one turned out good. Now, this is a little bit thin, kind of like you would get at the restaurant, Mexican restaurant if you went. And we like it that way. I don't like it real thick. If you get it real thick, then but it will get a little thicker as it sets up in this jar. It's just really hot right now. Take a little bit out of there. Whew. Okay. Set these to the side. Grab me some more jars. Now I kind of went by my ball book, but I put my own stuff in it. So, but as far as the timing, the headspace, all the, important stuff, then I go by it. I think I'm going to get another jar. Well, that's good. Actually, I think I'm going to just... Let me grab a slotted spoon here and grab me some. You're going to take a little bit of vinegar after you debubble. Debubble it. See, that one's getting thick. That one's getting thick. It's just really hot right now, and then I put it in them hot jars. That one has a little less tomato. But that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Get your vinegar and wipe your lids down, or your rims down, remember? You want your stuff to seal. Okay. Now, we got them debubbled. We got them clean. And now we're going to put on the lids. I've just got ball lids today, you guys. I go back and forth. I go back and forth between ball and the other ones. So just sure, however you want to do it. The 4 jars are good. I love them both. I just like them all. It doesn't matter. And remember, we're going to put these on finger tight. Jars are hot though. Them jars are hot, I'm telling you. I'm going to go ahead and put these in. Okay, I'm going to put a little vinegar. We're going to use what's left in here. Put on there just to keep our jars clean and pretty. Put that lid on there and bring it to a boil. Now listen, I might have told you guys 40 minutes. I don't remember what I told you, but it's 15 minutes. We're going to bring it to a rolling boil. And we're going to time it for 15 minutes. We're going to take it off the heat, and then we're going to let it set for 5 minutes, and then we're going to pull our jars out, okay? If you have any loose bands, don't retighten them. Don't do that. And just put them over on a towel on the counter. Don't put them on anything cold. You'll bust them, okay? And then in 24 hours, you can wash them off. I take my rings off. I do not can my stuff with the rings on them. But, it's your preference again. You can get false sealed doing that. That's why I don't. So, that's pretty much all there is to it, y'all. And I'll go ahead and get off here, and I'll show you the finished product when I get them done. And it is so good. It's so good to have your own salsa through the winter. You can use this. This is what I was going to tell you. You can use this not just for chips and salsa. You can put this in your chili. You can put this in your spaghetti sauce. You can put it in your soups. You can put it in whatever you want. Okay, it's good for everything. But goulash, a lot of people, it's good for that. You know, anything you would use rotel for, okay? You might want to, like if you're making a rotel dip or something, you would absolutely want to drain all the liquid off. Just pour it through a strainer and use a liquid for something else. Now, everyone might be wondering what I was going to do with all them scraps. I got a whole bowl full of scraps, from tomato skins to everything that I've got in here. They're going to the chickens. I don't waste it. We're just going to give it to the chickens. They'll enjoy that, especially on a hot day like this. So, and then the jalapeno peppers in there, they don't taste. A chicken can't taste. So actually, we give our chickens cayenne pepper in their food, and it helps with different things that they get. So they're not going to taste those jalapenos, but they're going to really like them. So I'll go ahead and get off here, and Lord willing, I'll catch y'all on the next video.